everybody, it is Monday! How are we doing tonight? Welcome to Monday night. Week 37, week 38 kickoff here, people. Monday night. Monday. Who's joining us live tonight at more-ish than 8? More-ish than 8. I got to sit down and have dinner tonight. So we are more-ish than 8 tonight. How are we doing? Who is with us tonight? On the live side. Kelly! Kelly in New Mexico, welcome. How are things in Albuquerque? Great to have you here tonight. The birthday girl, Karen, happy birthday. I was so excited to see that you and Patty Acquizdo shared the same birthday. You do get me live tonight, Kelly, because I am more-ish than 8. We got dinner in before going live tonight. So that was very, very nice. Hopefully Karen had a wonderful birthday up north. Hey, Kitty. Great to have you all here. What are we grateful for this Monday night? Monday. Yeah, I got a little bit about that tonight, about New Mexico, that I'll talk about, Kelly. It cooled off here. We had a lot of rain this morning. We had a lot of rain till noon, 1 o'clock. And then it got nice, relatively nice. It was warmer, and then it got cold tonight. Hey, Pat in the Peanut Gallery. Yes, it is, Karen. It's a wonderful birthday twin. You know, I love that showed up in my feed that both of your birthdays were today. Although I didn't have time to actually say it to either one, so I'm glad that you showed up tonight so I could wish you a happy birthday. Part of me hates the Facebook happy birthday wish. It was actually on my list to call you both today. And, well, we know what happened to my list for the day. Hey, Wendy in Denver. Rocky Mountain High, great to have you here. Great day, grateful to start a new decade. Another decade around the sun. 10 more trips she ordered up. She just ordered up another 10 trips around the sun. Just like that. Canadians are powerful. I am glad all is good. You're looking great. I'm glad things are good, Karen. I hope your daughter's freshman semester remote is going good. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. I know there's some Canadian lockdowns going in around Toronto and things, and different parts of Canada that are having spikes in cases. But I know where you are, they are not. Kim in Texas is with us. Everybody's chiming in here tonight. It's great to have you all with us tonight on this Monday night as we kick off week 37-38. 37-38. Who could have thought? But we're doing it, folks. Nice, Wendy. I'm glad you had part of the day off, the early part of the day. The Atlantic bubble is officially closed for 2 weeks. Yeah. Nice. We had yesterday off, so having a little time to chill is important. Chill, recuperate, and then circle back up and get back at it. That's good. Well, you guys have been under control all the way along, Karen. You guys have done great. Well, I'm glad to hear that you've dropped back to 14% there, Kitty. You know, there's a big push. You got a bunch of people trying to test to go away for Thanksgiving, and that's pushing things. Just the reality of the virus. I mean, we got to work through this, and we will. We will. We'll get through it. We will. We will. Stay off the doom and gloom news. That's what I'm telling you. No more. Limit yourself. 5 minutes a day, people. 5 minutes. And you've got all you don't want to know. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program every night. And tonight, we are, if you're following along, we are on page, it just felt thicker, 186. 186. Good morning. Set the thermostat for your heart today. The temp where you like it. You know yourself. You know what you need. Take your time. Boom. There is your good morning. Amy. Good to have you here. Yeah, recommended stay-at-homes are hard. Okay, but it increases the rate of the roller coaster. You have these huge up and downs, and we're gonna see this. You know, where you have days where you know it is like nothing is happening, and then you have others where it's absolutely crazy. We had one the other day, the end of last week sometime, that I was like, I actually asked the question, did anybody remember to unlock the front doors? And because it was dismal. And but then the next day was fabulous. So I mean, you have to look at the big picture. You have to look at over a period of time, and you have to diversify. I mean, we actually shipped more packages today than we did transactions in store. So which is good because it's part of the whole. It's just another revenue source. So that is, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing because it's just part of keeping everything going, and that is so important right now as having multiple revenue streams coming in, and so. Right, and tomorrow could be busy again, so I don't try to lose too much sleep over it. I mean, it was a really yucky day, and keep in mind that you don't really have to go out now if you don't have to in this weather. It's not like you're dragging the kids somewhere to school or to their after school activities and stuff. So you come out when it's good for you to come out, and that's a big part of it right now, because people aren't working their normal in-office schedule. They're not going to their place of business and such, and they're trying to navigate this different Thanksgiving, okay, this different Thanksgiving and Christmas, which, is unlike others. So, you can't have these big family gatherings, and you can't do this are used to doing. So it is a different Thanksgiving, and so people are perplexed with that, and they're doom scrolling. Like we talked about last night, they are doom scrolling, where they are just flipping up and down in their social media and just seeing all that's bad instead of all that's good. So you need to be there and be the hope for them, and you need to reach out to your customers wherever they are. So if they're in store, you need to be the hope. Hey, Ann, how are you in Virginia? Great to have you live. You need to be the hope for them. You need to be on doing videos and doing social media and sending out emails and being the hope and being the joy for them and being the safe spot, however they choose to connect with you at that time. Well, that's good, Kim. Well, You know, that's almost like a forced couple days off, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm glad you're feeling well. And, you know, the 2-day test is much more accurate, so I'm glad you did that as well. And, you know, it's probably nothing if like you say, but it's better to be safe than sorry and to protect everybody else and protect your community that you love so much. So, I'm glad you're doing that. Hey, you know, you need to stay home more often with sales like that. That's great. I love it. I love it. Okay. I'm going to cover two things tonight on this Monday night. I'm going to give you two things to think about tonight. One is I need to just recap what we talked about last week sometime about effective rate with credit cards, because I had a few questions about that today. And so I just wanted to re-hit that and talk about effective rate with credit cards. Hey, Rose. Rose, I'm so sorry. Big hugs for you. Big hugs. I'm sorry to hear that, Rose. It's real. It's real. It's real. I'm sorry, hon. But we will give you positive news because I've got some positive news. Hey, Jennifer Johnson. I got some positive news that people aren't going to believe, so we have to talk through it. First, I'm just going to quickly rehash. My other topic tonight is just rehashing effective credit card rate for a minute, because that's been a question today that I've gotten. Filling my email box again, making sure that people understood it. So I said I would talk about it again tonight. Okay, what do I mean when I say effective rate with your credit card processing? Okay. Hang on one second. Let me get the pink calculator. All right, got the pink calculator. Angela's with us. Hello. Great to have you here on Motivational Monday. Motivational Monday. Angela. We're talking effective rate on credit cards, on your credit card processing. So this is your credit card processing. Okay, and understanding credit card processing rates is a bunch of whole hullabalooey. Hullabalooey, I'm telling you. Hullabalooey. Okay, it is as confusing as all heck. Okay, you know, your salesman quotes you this. Sounds good, but what am I really paying? Okay? And that's what you need to understand, is what do you actually pay for your credit card processing? Because it can vary greatly. Okay? It can be all sorts of ups and downs based on the types of cards that people present. And I'm not talking the olden days. It used to be if you got too many, you know, if you took Amex, you would pay more money. And it isn't like that anymore. You don't pay a huge upcharge for taking American Express like you used to over Visa and MasterCard. It's not the big spread, but people that use American Express do spend more money. So, but I'm talking about what you actually pay to run a card and get your money. And so to find out what you're truly paying for credit cards, the rate you're actually paying, you need to know two numbers. How much you paid in credit card merchant fees last month, your merchant fees, and how much you actually processed in credit cards last month. That gives you your effective rate. Okay? So if your credit card fees last month were $250, and you processed $10,000 in credit card fees, you would take the $250, divide it by 10,000, and that would give you a rate, an effective rate of 2.5%. So again, the total dollars that you spent processing credit cards divided by the amount of credit card sales you had. That gives you an effective rate. That's what you're trying to understand. That's what you're trying to compare apples to apples to. Ultimately it's based on volume and track record of doing volume. Okay, this is an interesting year to look at volume, but it's a track record of doing volume over time that you're looking at with that. So as your volume goes up, your rate can go down. Okay, it tends to fall into some buckets, like $0 to $500,000 is one bucket, $500,000 to $1 million, $1 to $3 million in volume, 3 to 5, and then 5 to 10. And then you get some really, really amazing rates when you get over 10 million in credit card sales. I know I'm throwing some big numbers out there. I have a lot of knowledge in this from all my consulting that I've done over the years for traditional retail and resale, but that's how it works. So you're looking for effective rate. Your credit card fees for the month divided by how much you did in credit card business, that gives you your effective rate. So that is the one thing that I just had to re-go over because I've had a lot of questions about it, and I wanted you to be comfortable with it. And there's lots of great choices, and there's lots of very good, legitimate credit card processors out there, there's a lot of good out there. Okay, so then the next thing I wanted to talk about, my topic number 2 tonight, is our friends at the I got 2 things from the National Retail Federations. Well, it gets interesting when you start. I have helped negotiate some of those deals for $10 or $20 million credit card fee deals, and it gets interesting. Not my sales, but I've been there helping people get through that. So. Yes, it does include the sales tax. It does include the sales tax, which isn't your money, but that's part of you're paying the fee to collect the sales tax. Absolutely, Wendy. On another night, we're going to talk about sales tax. On another night, we do need to talk about sales tax because there's a lot of interesting things going on in the states with that and games they're playing to put some revenue in the state budget. Really one-time revenue, but I'm not going to get into that tonight. Hey, I'm there for you, Kelly. I got contacts. For that. But if you aim at nothing, Kelly, you're bound to hit it. So if your goal now is 10 million in credit card sales, and that's just credit card sales, that doesn't include cash and stuff. That's just credit card sales. So if your goal is that, watch. That I love it. And but it's important. I threw that number out there because it's important for you to understand sort of where the break points are in negotiating deals for that. Okay, because everybody wants it to be cheaper. But it's important to understand where some of the natural breaks are with it. That's why I throw that out there, not to have everybody like, how do I do that? Or Neil's got an extra 10 million sitting someplace. Neil doesn't have an extra 10 million. Don't be spreading rumors to Cassandra. She'll be thinking, she'll be wondering. But I have worked with some good medium-sized multi-store retailers, and so the numbers get big. So do their expenses. Okay, so let me before I go to topic 2, Let me just since and we're talking New Mexico. Let's talk about the governor of New Mexico. Yes, actually, I see quite a bit. Actually, post-pandemic or post-reopening, Amy, I guess is the better term. We've seen a lot of cash. We've seen a lot of cash. Everybody said cash was going to be dead after this, but we've seen a lot of cash. Our cash handling. I actually track one of the things I track. One of the stats I track every month from a business perspective is percentage of sales that are by each tender. And I do that to look partly for any kind of weird internal fraud. So because it tends to be fairly consistent. If you're doing 20% of your sales in cash, you're always doing 20% of your sales in cash. You're not all of a sudden doing 10%. You might do 19.5, you might do 20.8, but you're not all of a sudden going to drop or go one way or another. And so I do that as a way of looking for internal fraud, monitor the amount of cash and all the tenders, really, as a percentage of the business each month. And I compare that to previous periods, both same time last year, because you can have some seasonal fluctuations, and to last month, and just keeping an eye on it. It's an important figure to watch. So the Honorable Michelle Grisham has gotten another series of letters from our friends in industry, including our friends at the Retail Industry Leaders Association, the National Retail Federation, the Food Industry Association, the Consumer Brands Association, the American Apparel and Footwear Association, and the American Bakers Association, all teamed up to go after Michelle there, in the governor of New Mexico. And so does she go by Lujan, or Michelle Lujan? They've addressed it, the Honorable Michelle Lujan Grisham, but then they say, Dear Governor Lujan Grisham. But the gist of it is talking about how safe retailers are doing and what they're doing to keep both their teams healthy and the customers safe. And it talks about how the gatherings, the unsupervised gatherings, where masks and social distancing are not being followed, is leading to surge in infection rates, which is what other states are seeing, what the Lieutenant Governor of Massachusetts said last week when I talked to her, what we're hearing over and over again. And really, this letter, they knew they weren't going to change. I mean, it's already a policy. What's happening? Lujan is how it's pronounced. In state, she goes by MLG. Okay. Yes, Jennifer, you might be a member of the Bakers Association. But, they knew they weren't going to change MLG's mind on anything because it's already in process. But really, the unity of this attack and this multi-association going after New Mexico is to get ahead of other states trying something similar. And so while we are feeling for everything that you're dealing with there in New Mexico, Kelly, and the entire state, we want to isolate that, and we don't want that to travel across the country, even though you're going to have days across the country where it feels like you're closed, even when you're not ordered to be closed. So I appreciate what the associations are doing, including the Bakers Association. I haven't heard anything about that yet, but nothing surprises me, Kelly. But I have not heard anything like that yet. from my friends in Washington, and I heard about your closure before it was announced. So I don't. That doesn't mean anything. That just means I happened to catch of it before it was announced from my people. But that sometimes that's just a 5-minute heads up. But they're really going on the attack against New Mexico because they want to show other states that they will go on the offensive as well. Keeping in mind that most all these associations in the initial lockdown were supportive of government and took the stand of we're doing what's right to protect our customers, our staff, and our community. And so if that means shutting down, we will do that. But the data is showing that that's not what's that we're doing a good job as businesses. The businesses are doing a good job. Okay, it's other parts of the community that are not. So that's really where, if you get into the meat of this letter and to their attack of the associations, it's saying, hey, you're picking on us, you're picking on businesses, you're picking on the butchers, the bakers, the candlestick makers, and the resale stores. But that's not where the spread is happening, okay? And they have data to show that. So that is what the essence of the attack is by the associations. Okay, and my last thing tonight, my last big issue tonight, is that our friends at the National Retail Federation, have announced their holiday forecast today. And you can tell me if this surprises you or doesn't surprise you. They are forecasting holiday retail sales will grow between 3.6 and 5.2% over 2019. Okay, to a little over $750 billion in holiday spending. So the growth rate will be between 3.6 and 5.2. So 4 to 5% basically. Okay, growth in holiday sales between 2019 and 2020 with a pandemic going on. 4 to 5% growth. What do you guys think of that? What do you think of that? You think that's hullabalooey, or do you think that's possible? Maybe on, no, not on Amazon. Well, let's talk about it. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Shit. I said what you typed, Kitty, and she who must not be named piped up in the background. Okay? It starts with an A. Heard that I was talking about her. Anything is possible. Well, here's why. Hey, Heather hopped on. Great to have you here. Here's why I'm buying into it. Okay? You got to keep in mind this holiday season, okay, what people are not spending money on. They're not going away. They're not really going out. Okay, they are going to what do you call it? So, and they can't buy people gifts to go out or go away. I mean, so they're buying tangible gifts, tangible actual gifts. This could be the best holiday gift giving season in years. So highlighting things that make great gift items in your store, okay? Like peanut butter cups. Have you seen those peanut butter cups? They're huge, and they're yummy. Where's my peanut butter cup prop? Hang on a second. I have my prop masters here. Huh? Safe is being stored?
Safely being stored.
Oh, my props are being stored. Sorry. They don't trust me with my props.
Nope.
No,
we don't.
So, like this, okay, what are you highlighting in your stores, okay, that makes a great gift, that are easy pick-me-ups, okay? You can buy a whole bunch of these. They make great stocking stuffers. They make great gifts. If my staff takes them out of the box, which they opened one box today. I'm impressed by that, which is more than they did all weekend. But, it's having things that make it easy. People want to buy great gifts. And, yeah, people are shipping. I mean, like I talked about earlier, I mean, we have been shipping today. I'm thankful for all that we shipped today. I mean, it's weird to look at transaction counts and look at that we shipped more packages today than in-store transactions, but tomorrow will be the complete opposite probably. And we'll do twice as many transactions in store as we ship or something. You never know. But it's another source, it's another stream. It's getting your streams going. So whatever that is, to reach people wherever they are and however they do it. But yeah, I mean, we have a huge stack of packages for the post office to pick up tomorrow, and they picked up a huge stack today. And I'm okay with that because it's getting our share of that, okay? It's not perfect, and yes, it's a lot of work to pack up packages and wrap things up and do all that. It is work. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I'm happy to do it if that's where our customers are today. And they'll be back in store, and they'll be back with us, and people are shopping in store. It's just different. So I do believe the forecast because I know people aren't buying experiences. People aren't taking a trip. They're not buying experiential gifts. They're buying tangible, and they're trying to do more than the gift card. Okay? They're trying to do more than the gift card. So this number, while sounding a lot, 5% rise in holiday sales, okay, 5% rise in that, sounds huge, okay. It is huge. It sounds unattainable in this pandemic world, but it's not, because that's what people want. People want things they can touch. People want things they can give. People want more peanut butter. I'm just saying. So, as we look at it, just keep that in mind and ask for those sales often, okay? And make it easy for people to shop with you, however they want to shop, whether that is online, whether that is in store, whether that is on Facebook or Instagram, whether that is via email. However they want to connect with you, let them connect. People do want the connection, Rose. You know it. Okay? You all want the connection. We all want a connection. Okay? We miss this time together. We miss being together. Okay? We miss connecting, and it's hard. Okay? And the toll on mental health through all this. But a personalized gift, which people have not done in years. Okay? Gifts that have come from the heart and personalized, and that you actually took the time to think of, what would I get Rose this holiday season? What would I get Kelly this holiday season? Okay? What would you get them? Okay? And you run that gamut through your head. This is what is hard right now, and people are actually thinking like that. Okay, Rose is really special to me. I want to get her something special this year. And so that is why retail sales are expected to rise like that. So, it was funny. I listened to one of the business programs that I'm a regular listener to tonight, and he was quoting this stat, and the newscaster was quoting that stat, And he's like, not for nothing, but that's coming from the trade group that represents retail. Just telling you. So they're the biggest lobbying group for retail. And they are, okay? We're blessed to have them lobbying on our behalf, okay? We are incredibly fortunate and blessed to have them lobbying on our behalf. But their numbers guys, their economists and their numbers guys are pretty conservative and pretty right on. They don't like to throw out huge numbers and false positives and everything else. So when you look a little beyond the number and you say what people are doing in this pandemic, they're buying real gifts. So be the place they can buy that. Okay? Even if it's a gift, like one of the email subject lines that I covered last night from the retail doctor. He's like, one of the subject lines that I covered last night was, you've bought for everybody else, what do you want for you? I mean, I'm paraphrasing it here. He said it nicer than that. You've already gotten for everybody else, how about you? Okay? And so having a gift for everybody on their list, including themselves, okay, even a little starburst by the pick-me-up items, don't forget yourself. Okay? You deserve a gift too. Let's help make those retail numbers come true. Okay? For ourselves and for everybody in retail. We can do it. And do it. Okay? Because you know what? As my friend Jerry says, hang on a second. Hang on, I got my prop here. It's a good week for a good week. And we're at week 37, 38. We got Thanksgiving this week, and it's a great time to both be giving thanks, to be thankful and giving. Thankful and giving? Is that the right quote? Something like that. Asking me to quote is a bad idea. It's like asking me to remember people's names. I'm good at the paraphrase. I'm good at the essence of the message. How's that? But this message and this video and everything I talk about here goes over to narts.org/resalestrong by noon the very next day. Noon the very next day. It all goes over there to narts.org/resalestrong. That's where you can find all the files that I reference and this video and a link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell so that you're notified when a new one drops. You are open, but it's a weird deal with the roller coaster, Heather. I talked about the roller coaster tonight at the beginning. It is a roller coaster. Just remember that. It's a roller coaster. There's no straight lines on this. There's no straight lines. I am here live in the Narts private Facebook group every night at more 8 than ish. More 8 than ish. Every night, live. You have a question in between, you email me, Neil, N-E-I-L, at ECIstores.com, N-E-I-L, at ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we get it started. If you were not here at the beginning of the program, our Good Morning tonight is on page 186. Good morning. Set the thermostat for your heart today, the temp where you like it. You know yourself. You know what you need. Take your time. Our good night tonight is good night. Set the thermostat for your heart tonight, the temp where you like it. You know yourself. You know what you need. Take your time. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, possibly an inauguration. Who knows? Crazier things have happened. I've gotten weirder invites. Could happen. I'll be back here tomorrow night at more 8 than ish, and until then, know that you, but most importantly you, yes you, you're not alone running this store. I'll see you tomorrow night, everybody. Have a great night. It's time for dessert.